Good morning everyone. I've put together a series of mobility exercises that are a really wonderful set of exercises to do, especially if you've been in a chair for a longer period of time than usual. Now I know myself that during winter I spend a lot more time seated than standing and moving around like I would in summer. So these are my go-to exercises that are so easy to do, and if you would prefer to stay seated the whole time, you can leave out the exercises that you do in standing. Okay, you settle down. So first of all, you're going to be seated upright in your chair, winning. Okay. Seated upright in your chair, knees directly over the top of your ankles, and you start off with a nice little arch of your back, and then you arch your back all the way through the other way. So it is a cat-cow exercise. You arch your back all the way to extension this way, and then arch your back all the way back through the other way. So proud chest with a nice deep breath in as you bring your chest up towards the ceiling, and then arch your back as you stretch all the way back through the other way. So I do this stretch for about 20 seconds, arching my back up towards the ceiling, and then arching my back all the way back through the other way. We'll do two more here, and I'm going to close my door. And then go for one more here, arching the back one way and then arching the back all the way through the other way. So this just brings some movement into that lower thoracic and lumbar spine, and it's a really good way to get that spine moving first thing in the morning or when you've been seated for a while. Number two, I hold on to my shoulders and I'm going to bring my elbows into nice big circles here. So circling the elbows right up and around and down, then coming straight back up through the middle. Now I'm going to give you some different options with this exercise here, because some of you may not be able to do that movement through your shoulders. So if you find that you cannot bring your elbow up to shoulder height, especially if you have any kind of impingement syndrome through the shoulder, then what you can do instead is just circle the shoulders up, around and down in front of the body. So making sure that you're keeping your head in line with your spine and just taking those shoulders through nice big circles. Alternatively, if you'd like a little bit more out of this one, you can go into little rows. So you're bringing one shoulder up and around and down at a different rate that you're bringing the other one up and around and down. And then you can bring your body into it a little bit more. So I love pairing up shoulder movement with a little bit of thoracic movement at the same time. And then we'll change direction. So the other one leading this time, that's it. Twisting to the side, returning forwards. And we'll go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one here. Okay, a little bit of neck movement, so looking all the way over one way, then looking all the way over the other way. This is a really wonderful exercise, especially if you spend a lot of time looking at the TV or a computer screen, or if you play a card game where you're not tending to look around from side to side. So leading with your gaze, looking all the way over one shoulder and all the way over the other shoulder, not twisting your body while you do this movement here. Okay, moving along from there, we're going to go right up to the edge of the seat and take your feet a little fraction further away. Now I'm going to demonstrate this one first, and you can come and join me. So I'm going to take one hand behind my head and the other arm is going to reach down towards the opposite foot. So one hand behind head, twist and reach. One hand behind head, reach the arm, reach for the foot. Hand behind head, alternating arms, reach the hand, reach towards the foot. So this is a really wonderful movement to get that blood flow through those muscles that support the spine. The core will start firing a little bit too here. So reach the hand behind the head, reach the arm towards the opposite foot. We will do one more each way. Hand behind head, reaching the arm towards the opposite foot. Fantastic. So that should have brought some warmth to your hip flexors as well. Now, continuing to bring that blood flow through the hips. This is an easy one to do seated as well, going into marching. So you can do this standing if you prefer, but this is just an easy one, especially if you've been seated in a chair for a while and you're taking a break from your work. So marching on the spot, knee lifts up at the same time that the opposite arm moves up. Now I like to make this a bit more dynamic with a twist and reach, but it's up to you. I just like to get my heart rate up a little bit more, twist and reach and marching the feet on the spot. We'll go for 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and last one. Okay, now that there is more blood flow through the hips, I then like to go into this really good stretch. And if there's one exercise that you take away from this series, this is a really good one. So with this one, I'm going to take my right foot on top of my left knee, and I'm taking my ankle right across. So my foot is flexed, my ankle is on top of my knee. This stretch might just be enough for you as it is here, but I'm going to show you a really good progression that I really like. So ankle on top of knee, making sure that my body is square to the opposite side of the room. And then from here, I do a little bow forwards. Now with this bow forwards here, see that I'm bending forwards at my hip joint. I'm not rounding through my upper body. So I'm bending forwards at my hip joint, and then I come up to tall sitting. Then I reach my hand down towards the leg that is planted on the ground. So not towards my right side. When my right foot is up, I'm reaching down towards my left side. I come all the way up, I bow forwards to the leg. I return back up and I bow to the side. Woo, so this really gets into my right hip. I'm really feeling all of those muscles that insert into that hip socket, getting a really nice stretch. So we'll do one more bow forward so that we're spending about 30 seconds on each side, and one more bend to the side. And that really was getting into this hip joint here. Now we do the same on the other side. So placing that foot down on the ground and bringing my left foot now on top of my right knee. Flexing the foot, keeping my spine long, head stacked right over the top of my tailbone, and then I do a little bow forwards, and then this time I'm going to stretch down towards my right, and you might find that you're really tight. I'm incredibly tight on this side compared to the other. We're not symmetrical, but it's great to work on it, except that your body will be maybe very different from one side compared to the other. But it gives you a good indication of what you need to work on. So I'm bowing forwards at my hip joint. I'm trying not to jump my head forwards. I return back up to seating. And then I'm going to reach all the way down towards my right foot this time. Because it's not the knee up in the air, I reach towards the other side where the foot's planted in the ground. Otherwise you might feel like you're going to topple over. I'm going to go one more forwards and one more to the side. So bending forwards at the hip joint, nice big stretch. Oh, and then reaching all the way over to the side. Okay, from now we've done that delicious piriformis stretch, so now we're going to go into a chair-based squat. Now with this one, I'm going to use this side of my chair because I like a little bit more depth with my squat with this one, but I will just show you, for those of you playing along at home, you may like to do this exercise on the back of your chair. You might feel like you can get a little bit more out of it. So this is a chair-based squat that you can do to get some movement through your hips. And I know all of you that would be doing these exercises can absolutely do this one because it's a really lovely gentle movement through the hips, and you've got the support of your hands on the back of the chair. So with this one, knees stay over ankles, hips sit right back behind you. However, I'm going to show you a little variation. Holding on to the bottom part of the chair, and with this one I'm keeping my chest proud and I bend my knees and then I stretch my legs out straight. So I make my chest proud towards the chair, going into a nice deep squat, knees are over ankles, and then I stretch my legs out straight, feeling a wonderful stretch through the back of my legs. So hips sit back, chest is proud, and then arch, or allow my back to arch a little and stretching out my legs. But then as you get a little deeper into the exercise, try and maintain a little bit more of a neutral spine, and you will get a little bit more of a stretch through the back of the legs. So knees bend to relax, and then straighten the legs, maintain a neutral spine. And knees bend to relax, we're going to do two more. Straighten the legs with a neutral spine. And one last one here, chest proud, knees bent, and then straighten the legs, keep the spine neutral, and enjoy that lovely little stretch. Well done. Okay, coming up to standing. For this next exercise here, if you are a little bit iffy with your balance, you can absolutely hold on to the back of the chair and go into calf raises. If you do need to, just make sure you've only got a fingertip resting on the back of the chair. However, if you can handle it, coming up right up onto your toes and lower the heels back down to the floor. Really spread your toes out and come out on all 10 toes and then relax. All 10 toes and relax. We'll go for 10 more here. I absolutely love calf raises because they are such a great exercise at getting the whole blood flow through the whole body from your head to your toes. So coming right up onto your toes and then relax. up onto your toes and relax. And it's not just musculoskeletal, it's not just strengthening through the whole back of your body, but it's also bringing that balance into play as well. Coming up onto your toes and relax. And coming up onto your toes and relax. We'll do 2 more. Woo! And have something nearby in case you lose your balance. And relaxing there, really well done. Okay, from here, we are going to finish off with a little bit of a lunge forward and an arm circle movement. Foot up on top of the chair if you can. Now this might be enough for you, just doing a little rock forwards and backwards. So bending the knee all the way forwards and then pushing back so that your leg straightens. This may be more than enough, so you are more than welcome to stay with that, just shifting forwards and backwards. Getting a really nice stretch through the other side of the ankle now, so you're getting a stretch through that little soleus muscle, which is on the back of underneath our biggest calf muscles, our gastrocs. So from here, you can add in a little bit of a challenge. Sweep the arms forward, come right back and around and down. Sweep the arms forward, come right up, back and around and down with those arms. Sweeping forwards and come right back and around and down. And switching sides, final side, and you'll be all warmed up through your whole body. We bend at the knees, sweeping the arms forward and come right up and around and down. Alternatively, if you don't want to bring the arms into it, you prefer to just take this nice and gently, bending into the knee, and then straighten out. And you'll see with my back heel, I'm keeping that heel on the ground as best I can to get a really good stretch through that calf. So bending right into this knee and then straightening out through that front leg. Or adding in those lovely big arm circles if that feels nice for you this morning. Reaching forwards, arms come right back up and around and down. 1 more here and right up. Back around and down. Beautiful. Finishing off so that you feel really good for the rest of the day. You can do a little side to side stretch. So bringing your fingertips down to the knee joint. Woo, the little margin if you're not feeling dizzy. Bringing the hand all the way down one side, then all the way over to the other side. Now if that feels nice, you can bring in a little bit of overhead arm movement, bending from one side to the other. And of course, you can also do this from the chair. So reaching your hand all the way up one side and then coming all the way down to the other, going 1 more each way. Which feels so good after doing those movements. And then twisting from side to side. And you can also do these ones in standing. Good. And don't forget, some of you that have asked about grip strength exercises, the best things you can do is keep on challenging your grip in different ways. So holding onto heavier objects at home that have an awkward grip, bigger grips like that, spreading your fingertips out and holding onto heavier objects, and see if you can just carry them around the house. So challenge yourself with different exercises where you can really grip things nice and firm. There are some that you can do with a tennis ball, and you can grip the tennis ball as firmly as you can for 3 seconds and then relax. And grip again, spreading your fingertips out and relax. Most importantly though, you want to maintain that mobility. So remember, equally as important as contracting those muscles, it's good to relax those muscles, stretching out your fingertips and doing nice little spiders up and down the wall. Fantastic. I hope you all have a lovely rest of your Sunday, and I will look forward to seeing you all at the gym. Bye.